You know why many people, after 60 years, start to feel worse. Often the reason lies not in age, but in what we put in our plate. Food corporations earn $1 billion, convincing us that weakness and disease, this is normal for older age. But is it really? It turns out there are 5 simple and affordable products which can drastically change your well-being. These products have been used in different cultures for centuries, from Japanese centenarians to among the terrestrial peoples. And today, science confirms their benefits. Friends, I sincerely wish you only the best. And that's why in the video, I'll share an ancient recipe, healing drink, which was used in the East to promote health. It helps normalize pressure, supports immunity, and gives a boost of energy. If you want to not just live long, keep cheerful and clear mind, this recipe can be a real discovery for you. Write in the comments, wanna be healthy? This is one step to change. And please share this video with those who is over 60 possible. This information will help your loved ones to feel better. Because health is the most valuable. What do we have? And they should be shared. Many continue to eat, as well as in their youth, fast food. Semi-finished products with excess sugar and preservatives. But research shows, after 60 years, each meal or prolongs health, either brings diseases closer, modern science confirms. 3 principles can change your health. Add 1 to every meal. Whole plant foods, root vegetables. Green seeds. They give fiber and antioxidants, reducing inflammation. 2, reduce white flour and sugar. Scientists have proven they accelerate cell aging and worsen brain function. 3, drink water properly. With age, the feeling of thirst dulls, but dehydration leads to confusion. Start your morning with a glass of warm water with lemon. This is an ancient method of cleansing the body. You know why in among the earth villages you can meet so many cheerful old men. The secret lies in simple products, which we often underestimate. Take, for example, regular cauli cabbage. This humble vegetable is a real superfood for those who is over 60 ancient. Roman doctors recommended cabbage for cleansing body, and modern research confirms just 2 cauli leaves a day can seriously affect your health. It contains more calcium than in milk, and iron from cauli is absorbed better than from meat. Try to add it to fresh juices or lightly steamed, so all useful substances will remain. Now about olive oil. In the monasteries of Greece and Italy, monks have been using it as medicine for centuries. Scientists found out a tablespoon of quality oil a day reduces the risk of heart attack almost at 30%. Add it to salads or take it just like that. Most importantly, do not heat, otherwise all healing properties are lost. But the banana, it's a natural cure for a bad mood. In Buddhist practices, it's called the fruit of joy. Tryptophan contained in it helps the body produce serotonin. 1 ripe banana in the morning, and you will feel a surge of energy for the whole day. Especially useful to combine it with oatmeal. It turns out the perfect breakfast for health, hearts, and clear minds. And this is just the beginning. The following products will definitely surprise you. But those 3 cauli products, olive oil and bananas, form the basis of the so-called diet of centenarians. They are available inexpensive and really work. Try including them in your diet. Already in a couple weeks, you will notice changes in well-being. Your body will thank you. Please listen to this very instructive story. Margaret, as a simple teacher from Germany, returned health and respect. Margaret Schultz worked as a primary school teacher in a small town near Munich for more than 30 years. All her life, she devoted to children, checked notebooks until late at night, got up at 5 a.m. to get ready for lessons. And even on weekends, I thought about my students. But after 60 years, something went wrong. At first, she started noticing that gets tired fast, head hurt often, joints whined. So in the mornings, it was hard for her to get out of bed. In class, she started forgetting the kids' names, confused dates, and once I could not even remember what subject should lead. Children were whispering, and colleagues, those who she once friends with, began to turn away. The worst thing was that at school principal, young and ambitious woman, openly mocked her by Margaret. "Maybe it's time for you to retire," she said at pedagogical councils. "You can't even fill a magazine without mistakes." Colleagues were picking up, forget to warn her about an important meeting, then accidentally remove her chair in the teacher's room. One day she found on her desk brochure about nursing homes. Margaret cried at night. She didn't understand what is going on because she was always strong. But once flipping through an old health magazine, she came across an article on nutrition for people after 60. There was talk about that the brain and body can be woken up if you give them the right food. And she decided to try it. One thing she started every morning, from a glass of warm water with lemon, how her grandmother did in Bavaria. A week later she noticed that left the heaviness in the stomach, and the head became clearer. Then she added oatmeal to her diet. Not fast, but real. Cooked with a pinch of cinnamon and pieces of apple. After 2 weeks, the energy began to return, but the main discovery was cauli cabbage. She steamed her, added to soups, and even made green smoothies. First colleagues spun at the temple again her herbs. But when, in a month, Margaret suddenly started to lead lessons so lively, how did not do this in years? They went quiet, and then the unexpected happened. At the next pet council, director, as usual, sarcastically asked, "Well, that Margaret, today at least remember, what is your lesson one?" And instead of too confused, Margaret calmly replied, "Math 4th grade. And by the way, I prepared a new technique. If you want, I can share." Silence hung in the classroom. 6 months later, she was even invited to spend workshop for young teachers, how to maintain mental clarity and energy in the profession. Those same colleagues who recently laughed at her now asked recipes, and the director stopped letting go of taunts. Now Margaret is talking that her life was divided into before and after. She still teaches, but now knows for sure. Old age is not weakness. It's just a new stage, which is important to remember, that our health is in our hands, and sometimes all you need, it's a simple cabbage spoon of olive oil. And confidence in that it's never too late to change your life. And those who feel now, herself just like her once, Margaret says 1. Try at least 2 weeks. Your body will surprise you. Do you know that the most common products, which cost a dime, can give you health and longevity? Our grandparents intuitively knew about this, and modern science only confirms their wisdom. Let's meet these amazing helpers of our body. You will definitely be surprised. Pumpkin seeds is a real find, especially for men's health. They contain zinc, which strengthens immunity and supports work. Prostate gland. In Tibetan monasteries, monks always carried a pouch with them, with roasted pumpkin seeds. They counted that it gives strength during long meditations. Modern research has shown that just a handful of these seeds a day reduces the risk of prostate problems, almost at 40%. Kvass from kombucha, or kombucha. It's not just a tasty drink. In Siberian villages, it was called living water, for the ability to improve digestion and cleanse the body. It contains a whole set of beneficial bacteria, which help our intestines work like clocks. The story of grandfather Ivan from the Vologda region. At 75, he started drinking homemade kvass, and after 3 months was able to give up the pills from the pressure that took 15 years. Dandelion leaves-free superfood. That grows right under our feet. They contain more iron than expensive spinach and perfectly clean the blood. Ancient Roman doctors recommended dandelion for liver disease. Modern research confirms. This simple weed is able to remove toxins, not worse than expensive pharmacy drugs. Flax flower is a real godsend for women after 50. It contains natural hormones lignans, which gently regulate the hormonal background. In Russian villages, linen porridge was called rejuvenating. Modern scientists have discovered that regular use of flax reduces the risk of developing breast cancer. Bay leaf is not just soup seasoning. Decoction of bay leaf. Proven remedy for joint pain. In Ayurveda, laurel is credited with the ability to remove salts from the body, and our grandmothers always put bay leaf not only in borscht, but also believed in water for washing floors, that it clears the house of negative energy friends. Don't forget, in our video, you will find a secret Tibetan recipe. Make sure to watch until the end. Turmeric with black pepper golden pear for health. Curcumin by itself. Main active ingredient of turmeric. Poorly absorbed, but black pepper increases its absorption 2,000 times. In India, this mixture is called natural antibiotic, and research has shown what can prevent the development of Alzheimer's disease. Jerusalem artichoke, or earpear, forgotten, but very healthy vegetable. It contains inulin, natural prebiotic, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in our gut. In Tibetan medicine, Jerusalem artichoke is called Earth Woman for the ability to regain strength. Oak bark penny, but very effective tool for strengthening gums. Vikings used oak bark decoctions for healing wounds, and modern dentists confirm rinsing with such a decoction really helps with roof resistance. Right. Broccoli cabbage champion in sulforaphane content. Substances with proven anti-cancer effects. Interesting, but the maximum benefit in raw broccoli sprouts. Italian studies have shown that regular consumption of broccoli reduces the risk of stomach cancer by almost 50%. Apple cider vinegar. Easy way to regulate blood sugar. In medieval Europe, it was bred with water, honey as a remedy for colds. Modern research confirmed. Just 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar before eating can significantly improve digestion. Story of grandmother Katerina from Ukrainian village amazes. At 88 years old, every morning I started with a glass water with apple cider vinegar and a spoonful of honey, worked in the garden, and felt great, whereas her peers barely moved. But please remember, these foods are not a panacea, but they really can significantly improve quality of life, especially in old age. Main regularity and moderation. As the Tibetan lamas used to say, no poison and no cure. There's only dose. Start small. Add at least one of these foods to your diet, and your body will surely thank you. And now on to basic inexpensive products. Beans are the forgotten secret to longevity. Do you know that regular beans, which is in almost every home, is considered one of the most useful products for those who is over 60? Still, ancient Roman healers recommended her warriors and old men for strength and endurance. Modern research confirms that humble bean product, a real health find. Beans are the perfect plant protein. It has more iron than in meat, and in fiber content, it surpasses many vegetables. Just 1 serving a day helps control blood sugar, which is especially important with age. Buddhist monks call beans food for clear mind, because it gently cleanses the body and gives a long feeling of fullness. How to cook it properly. Cook with natural spices, bay leaf, garlic, onions. The main thing is not to oversalt. Enough 1 small portion, 5 times a week, to feel the effect. And now I will tell you an ancient recipe which monks Himalayas have been used to purify blood for centuries and cheerfulness of spirit. This drink is a natural shield against age-related diseases. Take a whole lemon with the peel. It has the most nutrients. Slice of fresh ginger, a teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. It enhances the action of turmeric 10x. Whisk everything in a blender with warm water. Drink in the morning on an empty stomach. 20 minutes before breakfast. Lemon, despite the sour taste, creates an alkaline environment in the body. Ginger disperses blood, Turmeric fights inflammation. After a month of taking, you will notice how your feeling will change. Energy will appear, clarity of thoughts, digestion will improve. As the Tibetan sages said, pure blood is the basis of a long life. And now this secret is available to everyone. The most amazing thing is all these products are on hand. No need for expensive supplements or exotic berries. Simplicity is the main secret of real health. Let's consider the very unusual story of Erik, how a Danish builder found a way to health and respect. Erik Mortensen worked on the construction sites of Copenhagen. 42 years tall, strong man who could lift the beam alone, which two young workers barely dragged. But years of hard work made themselves felt. By the age of 65, his back turned into a solid pain. Joints crunched like autumn branches, and the pressure jumped so, what floated before your eyes. The worst thing was that young colleagues started knocking him. Hey, Grandpa, don't drop the brick. Fall apart yourself, they shouted when he carefully lifted weights. Station Chief, 30-year-old Jacob, openly suggested he retire. You are no longer pulling, old man. Don't disgrace the turning point has come. When Erik couldn't climb the stairs, on the third floor of a house under construction, knees just refused. Sitting in the locker room, he accidentally came across an article, Tibetan Methods of Health Restoration, and decided to give it a try. One case, he started every morning with the Tibetan elixir of youth, mixed warm water with a teaspoon of honey, added a pinch of turmeric and a drop of lemon juice. This recipe he found in an old magazine about Eastern medicine. After 2 weeks, the pressure stopped racing, and back pain decreased. But the main discovery was the building tea recipe, which he invented himself, remembering stories about Tibetan monks. In a thermos, he was brewing a handful of rosehip berries. It's for the vessels, a piece of ginger for inflammation, a pinch of thyme for the lungs, a slice of lemon for vigor. Been drinking this tea all day at work instead of my usual coffee. A month later, colleagues began to notice changes. Erik stopped flabbergasting at tilts, and his face turned a healthy color once. When the brigade couldn't move the heavy concrete slab, it was Erik who suggested the ancient Tibetan method of revitalizing the body. 3 deep breaths with breath holding, and a special hand massage. To everyone's surprise, after this, the stove went lighter. Now Erik is 70, but he still works as a construction consultant. Young workers call him a wizard and ask for advice. And that same Chief Jacob, seeing change, even asked for a building tea recipe for his dad. Erik's story proves age is not a sentence. The wisdom of ancient traditions can help even in the modern world. The main thing is not to give up and believe that health can be returned simple, but by wise methods. You know why in Ayurveda and Tibetan medicine, ginger is called the cure for 1,000 diseases. That spicy flavor root really works wonders. Accelerates blood, relieves inflammation, and even helps to breathe full chest. And in combination with other natural healers, his power increases at times. Turmeric, that's the real queen of spice. Curcumin contained in it, according to Harvard University research, able to prevent the development of cancer cells. But there is a nuance. By itself, it is poorly absorbed. Here comes the usual black pepper to the rescue. It enhances the effect of curcumin 2,000 times. Exactly why in Indian cuisine, those spices always used together. Honey in this union plays a special role. It's not just sweetener. Ancient Greek doctors, including Hippocrates, used it to heal wounds and treat the stomach. Modern science confirms. Quality 1. Honey has powerful antibacterial properties. When those simple ingredients combine, turns out drink, which can slow down the aging process. IMPROVE, brain function, protect the heart, return vigor and clarity of mind. And all this without expensive drugs and complex recipes. Main regularity. If your health is important to you, write in the comments, from which city are you with us? Let's create a map of people together, choosing natural wellness. And if you are ready to take one step to change, write a phrase, "My health is in my hands." These words are the beginning of your new journey. Thanks for watching. God bless you.